Hello everybody on YouTube and welcome to Feedback Friday number 22, I think. In these streams, we take games made by you, or anyone who happens to be watching this live, every Friday, somewhere in the early afternoon. Used to be between 12 and 1, it is now 2:45. So, come back in episode 40 when we're starting at like 7 in the evening. Maybe the time will fit better for you. We'll just keep moving it a little bit along so that then everyone gets like a window of time where they can watch the stream to watch. So what we do here is we take games made by you guys, we play them, I try and give some useful feedback just based on my experiences as a game developer, my own personal kind of lenses and views on things. Which may or may not be helpful to you, but I do my best to be as relevant and clear and as helpful as I can be to your particular, wherever I think you happen to be in your game development journey. Yeah. And today we've got 6 games and the form is open for those of you in the chat who still want to submit games. You can do. We cap it off at 10, so we never do more than 10. But if I get to the end, then we finish wherever we finish, right? So we're starting off today with 6 games lined up, and the first one is a game called Deadbeat from MkfShard, which is allegedly an isometric Souls-like set in a dismal, quirky afterlife. Patience up. Oh, that's another game we're playing later. What waits when the heart beats stills? A paradise, a hellscape, nothing, only the dead know. Rumors speak of headphones that transmit the voice of the dead. A curious youth singer receives one of these dead sets and puts it on. I see. A noise reaches his ears, a noise that will never stop. Golly. Alright. Let's get this downloaded, and while we're downloading this, just reminded myself that I should explain the various rules of the stream, which are very few. But they are that your games must be made by you, they must be free for me to play, and they must be playable on PC. Something that is clearly fulfilled. All 3 of those conditions fulfilled by this game that we're currently downloading. I have had people in the past submit Android games. There's no point. I can't. I can't do any of that. I can't. Oh, no, it's real fun, guys. Just believe me. Like, I don't know. Not really a stream-friendly device for my current setup, at least. And yeah, I should probably add in a thing about multiplayer games as well. It should have like a meaningful single-player component, probably. And define that as you will. I'm gonna add that, actually. Can I add that? Can we edit the... well, I'm gonna add it for next time. Oh, this was I was making the thumbnail for VOD number 17. So ignore this. That was another person's game from a different week. Some of you may remember. Where is this opened? Deadbeat Early Alpha. It's extracted. It's a 1.x game, as indicated by the delicious green icon and the splash screen, which you can't see because OBS is freaking out. There we go. Yeah, this is a menu of a very almost blue screen of death aesthetic. I'm not sure what this icon is. Like in the corner here. Okay, I'm clearly not going to be able to do my zoom in super often, but like, what is it? What is it? What is it? Options. Oh, A to select, spacebar to cancel. Okay. Toggle full screen. Well, we're already in full screen, so that's good. A little bit blurred. The text is kind of blurry. I don't know if it's like intentional. Oh, you recommend a controller, right? Do I need to restart the game, or is it going to pick it up as a plug-in? Oh, it's detected as a plug-in. So now it's like analog stick to move. Right, okay. Cool. I'm gonna assume I don't need to know any of those. Start. Okay. Nothing but the classic, well-rounded stats, intensity and melody. So it's worth bearing in mind. I know this is probably early development or something, like, but I don't have any context for any of these things, you know? I guess I would have some from your store page or whatever, because I didn't really look too hard at what you said was an isometric Souls-like. But I don't really have any context for the game mechanics, so I don't know what any of these things necessarily mean. I'm probably just going to go with classic, because classic. So these are all like different genres of music, but they appear to have mechanical consequences, but I don't know what they would be. So we're just going to go with classic. They knock at midnight. My cursor just chilling here. An incessant heartbeat rhythm till you open the door and find no one there, except a box. Just a box. Inside a pair of headphones. A dead set, capital D. Put it on. Listen close. You'll hear the voices of the dead. We got... It's the same bot with a different name. Hannah Sam 118. Alt the I can't be doing this constantly. I'm gonna Haltsy's here enough. I might regret this later. But we're gonna mod Haltsy, and he's gonna be our bot janitor for the time being. Alright? You're gonna clear up the mess so that I can deal with video games. Hey. A moment ago, you were sitting in your room with a dead set on your ear. Just an urban legend, or so you assumed. Then I heard something. So I mean, there's the problem with the thing sometimes these like beep to voice things. I'm not sure I have the words to express exactly, but there's something with like the regularity of the noises and it not really sounding even in its distorted way, like it could be a voice. It's just sort of like very do. Yeah, I know. But it helps me to identify the different voices. Not that I have any idea what's going on anyway. Alto. I like the weird gradient flash on the text, but the text is quite blur-tastic. And like the artwork is very not, well, the big purple thing is not blurry. Everything is sort of at a different resolution and a bit stretched for some reason, which is like not just a pixel art issue, it just stands out the most when it's pixel art. Because obviously, as you see here, this isn't really pixel art or anything, but you can still see the weird jarring resolution differences. Judging by that vacant look on your face, I'm guessing you don't know why you're here. Didn't you read the demonic EULA in the box? Which means... Okay. Oh, yeah, I get trying to use that to do... Okay. It's a little bit like... You have to be careful, like, it's very... I've said this before with these kind of games, like, you have to be careful not to overuse this power, very tempting, and like I get the desire when you've got a lot of text boxes to give them character and life and meaning and so on. But I think they can be overdone. I think you'd be surprised, like sometimes it's better to let the player infer their own tone onto the text, because they'll put their own tone onto the text when they read it. It's, you know, kind of like the magic of reading a book. You know, you just read flat text, and sometimes like sentences and spoken things, like in dialogue and stuff, when just written down, can be a lot more evocative and a lot more like profound seeming, or just comes off better. Just like it can roll off the mind better than it rolls off the tongue. And so when you hear someone actually say it, you know, like, you know, when you go from a book to film or something like that, it can be really kind of jarring and weird. Also, kind of a similar thing in like a subs versus dubs kind of way with like anime and stuff like that, where you like someone says like a written thing in like a Japanese and you can't understand it, and it sounds totally different to how it feels when it's said in like an English dub, right? And what I'm trying to get out here is, like, when you start doing like these effects and things on your text, you actually start to give the text a bit of a voice, or an implied voice, you know, which can be very good and very helpful to distinguish the tones of things you want to do. But if you overdo it, sometimes you'll find that like the player's imagination was better than your ability to write it. You know? And you'd have done better with just plain text. But you're not massively overdoing it here though. Like, it was just a couple of like, sometimes you're doing shaky text where I would have thought maybe do a ball. It might feel a bit too long because I am stopping to like talk over a lot of it, but it's a little long, but I wouldn't read too much into that. But there is a bit too much text. I don't know anything about this game yet, really. And I got caught up in talking about that stuff with the text that I didn't really pay attention to the last few bits. Okay, is this the thing I just picked up? Neuron spike. Okay, we've got these big, like, hit cuboids. Is that what we call a 3D hitbox? Like a stamina bar. Yeah, we said it was a Souls-like whatever, right? That appears to be some sort of dash. Golly, transition. X for quick draw, it's just a message. Alright, bit of a epileptic message object there, but this is what it is. Lemur. I like that we can push people off the edges, it's kind of cool. Kind of bastion-y. Can we fall off? We cannot, interesting. Not, like, ourselves, anyway. Go. Yeah, I think the text was a bit much at the beginning. I think you could probably have gotten me into here with just like a what's going on type of thing. And then, I don't know, maybe a little bit later in, just start to reveal it. Just be a bit more piecemeal about it. I'm not saying don't have big... Oh, oops. But you just risk me not having the attention span, you know? You have to kind of bring it in waves, I find. Demon mechanic or some kind is regarding you bitterly, but otherwise seems harmless. On my shift. See, some of these things, yeah, I don't know if I said this before, but like where you've got shaky text, because you can do shaky text, feel like you should have maybe just like if you really wanted the emphasis, just an italics or bold or something. Tape recorder. Left stick shift. Oh. Got some sort of Estus flask. Yeah. Oh, Dark Souls did it. Betterment, escape, destruct. All right, we have a ton of stats that are just like we have no idea what any of them mean. That's. Oh, it's like Dark Souls. Select for stat descriptions. Okay. Oh, cool. That really told me a lot about what that did. Because I was wondering, I was like, what in this game could Betterment do? Is that? I mean, is that going to affect my damage? I wonder. Surely the description will tell me. Oh, I see. Of course, holistic coherence of mind, bolstered by anima. Demons are purely mental beings, figments of their own imagination. Through the investment of anima, they can make themselves more real or create useful constructs. Now I understand. Now I understand. Slots. So at the moment, obviously, like you're building in the base systems to this. You've obviously got quite an ambitious project here. But I mean, can't say it doesn't like work. I would. Well, the gaming is not bad, you know, like, the writing is not to my taste, but... I'm trying to work out what I make of this. It's a weird one. What's going on? I wonder if Hades looked like this at any point. This feels a bit more like a Bastion or a Hades or whatever than a Souls game. And I think honestly that's where you would get better inspiration from. Because I'm not sure the stamina system's really helping you here. Like it's just kind of like it's a fun little move, like drunk group with a thing, but like it's not like a very, I don't know. Oh Christ! Can't really feel. I don't feel like I can see enough of like. Let me just try and put my words together. It's hard, this giving feedback thing. Yeah, the thing with like the Souls games, I mean, there's many things with the Souls games, and so many things with them that people who make Souls-like games have basically given up trying to capture the magic of what made like Dark Souls 1 like really work, and so they just sort of do everything and hope for the best. And it's like, I was watching my friends play, what was it, Code Vein the other day, or like anime vampires, Souls-like thing. I'm not an actor, no. And it was just impressive just how many things were in there just renamed Dark Souls mechanics, and had no real place in the different type of game they were trying to do. There's so many things, just the bonfires, the souls, the enemies that are not that are sitting down, but then oh, that's a surprise, they're enemies, and the hidden things, and just all of it, just the same. The attack speeds on things, just and it's like I kind of respect it, because it's like, well, the one way we're gonna, if we just copy everything, then maybe we'll get the magic thing, and actually do some cool stuff like that. But I've gone off on a tangent here. What I was trying to get around to was talking about how, like, in those games, they generally, the combat, typically speaking, is like very slow and, well, I don't know about slow, but it's the word I'm looking for when you, there's a word I'm looking for when you do something like decisively and committed, very, where your attacks are very purposeful, you know. Deliberate's a good one. That's close enough, right? Yeah. Like, and so everything you do nothing really feels throwaway. Like you do a dodge to dodge out of a specific attack. You do an attack because you think there's a point of weakness for the enemy is. In this so far, I'm kind of feeling like I kind of just walk up to a thing and beat it up, and I kind of want it to go faster, almost, you know? That might just be me, and like my desire, like I really enjoy Hades a lot. Also, yeah, I just noticed there was a save there, but it was in a weird spot. It's a little hard to identify because obviously everything's like super placeholder art. I like the use of placeholder art and stuff and everything here. I like what you've built here as a prototype, you know? Like, it feels like it... Given you've got... Like, I would generally recommend building less complex things. But like... No, let me rethink that sentence. I'm not doing great here, guys. It's not a good start. I think making prototypes like this is the way to go. Like, I can picture, like, Bastion having looked like this at some point, you know? But the feel is not there yet, but that's the point. That's why you do these things, to try and get the feel to be correct, right? Hey, Clangers. The Prime subscription, thank you for your Jeff Bezos money. It'll go to good use. Enjoy your free 2 emotes. Oh no, I have more now, don't I? Do we have Fashion Cat in there yet? I'm not sure. So I think you need to decide where you're going. Is this game? Do you want this game to feel more like a deliberate, slow Souls-like, where you're using your dashes to get away from things, or are we trying to create something that's like a funky action thing? And wow, there's a lot of like doors to come out and in and out of these maps. Where did I come from? Where did I go? Where did something Cotton Eye Joe? Where am I going? I'm very not sure. Yeah, there's actually some branching paths here. The one thing you've done wrong in regards to the prototyping thing is, like, this is all very like prototype combat, get the game feeling right stuff. Like, this should exist before anything else did. So like, there shouldn't really have been all that writing and stuff there yet, you know? IMO. That would be something I would do later in the process. I can't get up to him yet, by any means, so I'm guessing this is like a fake branch and it's more like a gated system. well done on what exists so far of this load. Like, it's quite an impressive, you know, it's an impressive little prototype to have done by yourself. Oh, talk to this guy. Nothing exciting never happens around here. But, I mean, like, when did you want to be finished with this game? And how many people are working on it? I have a lot of questions, because this is like a big, ambitious looking thing. And it's like, not, like, depending on who you are and what your team is, this could be looking really great or really, like, massively overscoped. And that's why I'm really struggling with this one, because I'm trying to pinpoint what it is, who made it, and what its direction is. Because I think whatever I say about it, those things are all going to be highly relevant. I don't want to guess. So I've kind of been struggling with what I wanted to say. Because I wanted to say earlier, like, oh, I'd recommend making something smaller, just assuming you're a bit of a beginner, because just most people who watch my stuff are, because, you know, they're watching game maker tutorials and stuff like that, right? But then I was like, oh, maybe, you know, I don't know. Currently it's a solo project, found some people who might be team members. And how long do you want to work on it for? Items are scattered everywhere. I can't see all the items that are scattered everywhere. I'm not entirely sure. Well, I just want to say that you're setting yourself up for something very long. Right? Like, I can picture a finished game that had this as its prototype 4 years ago, right? Because, I mean, you gotta, like... Because this has got a long way to go in terms of just, like, its feel and everything. Like... Like, you've got... Like, it's all systems here at the moment, right? Just, like, all the timings and things are all very... How do I do this thing again? Or can I not now? I don't know. I don't know, it's a tricky one. I think I'm just going to stick to more low-level stuff. So, like... I think I've just gone backwards a whole bunch. I've got myself lost. How do I interact with these? What's this do? We have a block? Oh, we do have a block. Is everything dead now, or do things respawn? I want to find more stuff. I will say for me, I feel like I move slowly, but then the combat actually feels quite quick, so it feels like I'm doing a lot of long walking between areas. Was this the room with the 3 dudes? It is. Yeah, like, I'm impressed with this on a technical level. And I think, like, therefore I could easily see you going from here to creating something that, like, feels really good. And, like, and that's not even to say it feels bad. I have a lot of trouble reading these attacks, personally. And that hit effect is kind of, like, a bit in the way, like when the big red sparks that come up. Can I do anything to get on top of these platforms, or am I just down here now? But I'm not sure the stamina system is, like, very, like, I don't know. It's not like it's not like a Souls thing where things wail on you for tons of damage and oh gosh. Okay, that was something I didn't know we could do. Wisp. Imp. So what does Imp do? What do you do, Imp? And doesn't do anything. Oh, he blocks. And then he comes forward. I think the main thing I can settle on is that it's very ambitious. But I'm a little bit struggling to know what to say otherwise. Like I want to talk about how it feels a little bit slow, but I'm like, no, maybe that's what you're going for. Like it's a little. I feel like I just don't know enough about what you're trying to do, and like who it's for. So I suppose all I can really do is just give you my feelings, which are... How do I... feel like I don't know what I'm doing with my controls a whole lot, which I don't know if that's a tutorial thing. LS click to do the heal thing, right? Yeah, okay. I feel like you've got a lot of stuff going on, so it's going to be hard to teach everyone it in a way that it all sticks, you know? The level design is mostly just a bunch of rooms with dudes, but I mean that's just the place it's at the moment, so it's hard to really. I think it might just be the prototype art and stuff as well, but I find it like hard to read everything. Like what he's doing the block, he's doing the. I think at the moment it's hard to judge in its current state, but like I'm very impressed with the technical like side of it and the collisions and stuff. It all seems like pretty solid, like it works, you know. Pseudo 3D collisions and stuff. I'm not keen on the stamina thing. Like I'm not really even keen on it in Souls games to a degree. I get kind of why it's there. But honestly, like, I don't know, I just kind of want to attack lots. Is that like a sequence attack as well? Oh yeah, the last one's like a bit bigger. And it's really hard to tell because it's so prototypey. Like, I feel like this is in a tough spot for other people to play and for you to gain a whole lot out of. Like everything is just so temporary that it makes it hard for me to be like sort of overlapping text there. Well, that's doing something that I just haven't been told about yet. I don't even know. When I tap that and it sends off a bat somewhere to do something. Oh. Oh, or was it like... Oh no, I don't know. There's a lot going on in here. Little bouncy balls. It's a little bit hard to tell with the balls. I know they've got the shadows, like where exactly they are, like depth, like relation to you, right? Can I just do some sort of circle attack then? Like if it's going to be like really deliberate, I need to have like a good idea of what's going to happen when I press each button, and like when something like that happens, I'm a bit like, whoa, what? Okay. Like you've got like built-in anticipation frames and stuff. It's tricky. It takes a lot of looking at to see, but you've done a lot here. Dash into foes with low stamina. Oh, the enemies have stamina as well, right? And you can see it. That's weird. Wait, what? Oh, absorb some resonance, whatever that is. There's a lot of mechanics going on that I don't feel like I understand, that haven't really been explained to me yet. And I feel like if they haven't been explained to me yet, it might be worth just shutting them off, so like I don't know, have access to them and be like, what does that do? I do it. What? He's like not aggroed. Alright, they haven't seen me yet, so they, yeah. Okay, I think I've seen enough of the general like player then. We're just sort of going through room after room after room of fighting everyone. It is a very big like development sandbox at this point, and those games are really, I find them really tricky to feedback because like I feel like I need to know a lot about where you're trying to go and what you're trying to achieve, because there was a lot I could say and I was just like, oh, I don't know if that's actually what you're going for. I only mean like it feels a bit like Bastion and stuff because of the perspective more than anything, right? You got this top-down perspective and moving around doing attacks and stuff like that. If you're going for slow, deliberate Souls-like, I think like the mechanics are kind of there. I think you kind of know what you're doing. I don't really get what's going on with the story or anything like that. I think you run the risk of being a bit too like, yeah, Dark Souls about about the game and making a thing that ultimately comes off a little bit cold. Because it's like a bit like Dark Souls, but it isn't Dark Souls though, is it? But I like the notion of maybe like that kind of game from that kind of perspective could be interesting. Like, you know, something like Bastion, but like maybe feels a little bit slower and more like grim. Slow pace, but like that, I don't know, something about like the theme of it and the setting of it, something to do with like the enemies and the type of attacks they did, felt a little bit like you were more comfortable designing something faster pace. Like something a bit more like Bastion or like Hades and that kind of thing. In which case I would start to maybe draw your inspirations there instead. But I don't know. I feel like I'd have to see it further along to really know how I felt about it. But like, I think it's technically very impressive for one person. I don't know how much time you've put into it so far. But I think you've got a very, I think whatever it represents a very, very long road ahead of it. For something that's finished. And I like to see people finish things, so just be mindful of that. I hope that was useful. I don't know, I'm not sure I did a great job with that one. That's a really, really difficult kind of thing to give feedback for. But I hope it was in some way helpful. Let's move on. Thank you for submitting it. It was very interesting to play. I'm not wholly sure what I make of it overall. But other than I think it's very technically impressive. Like, well done on what you've made so far. Yeah, that's the thing. I can see what it could be. I could see it going that way. It's just it's hard to really judge it as it currently stood, you know? And I didn't want to be like, you should do this, that, the other, because I don't know, you know? I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole question about the Souls stuff. Like, should you ever make a game called a Souls-like? Because it's going to create expectations that you maybe you either, I don't know. It's a weird genre. It's like, I don't know. It's become like an assembly of mechanics that people just sort of call Souls-like. I guess that's what, roguelike is in a way, but that's more systemic and high level than like or low I don't know. I always get low level, high level, wrong way around. Anyway, let's move on to Monster Hunger by Mathew Patel. Yeah, it's not so much about the genre existing, it's like more a question of like, is this a space worth this much exploration? You know? Or was Dark Souls just a really good third person adventure thing, like action adventure game or action role playing game? And if we want to do things like that have the same kind of like impact and soul and presence, do we maybe want to step back and look at what Dark Souls and the Souls games rather did without any existing conventions that led to the creation of a thing? What was the mindset that led to the creation of things like bonfires and souls and all that sort of thing before it was a thing, Anyway, let's stop musing nonsense. Monster Hunger, GMC Jam, Pathetic Creature. Okay, that's quite a theme. Developer, TheWingedBlue, artist, Unreal Boy. A game about a pathetic creature that is too lazy to move and it is starving. So it uses mind powers to command its followers to feed him with some delicious treats. Be sure to check out how to play. Okay. Bring all the fruit to the monster to feed his hunger. Okay. Move 1, carry 1. Move 2, carry 1. Move 1, carry 2. Okay. No, I don't know the context for that yet, really. I'm too pathetic to move. Bring me food, I'm starving. Oh, okay, right. I thought this was like a dialogue thing for a moment then, but this is actually the game. Um. Oh, do we have to put it like that? Thank you, my follower. You may continue. Okay. You're gonna stand on the food so you can to pick it up. Oh, but he moves too. I see. How can we like? Not sure we can. Oh wait. There we go. Now I get it. But what's the puzzle about the ones that can move on? Because they just sort of do it. Guess we'll find out. Oh, and we moved them all at once, I see. Oh, interesting. He moves like first? Or I don't know, he was blocked. Not too sure what the rules are when they would collide like that. Oh, there's no way for him to get this one. So we need 2-person to come get that one. If there's even a way for him to get this one. Which there is. Grab that. Yeah, like, this is a thing where, like, the instructions on the how to play make sense in retrospect. And, like, which I think with puzzle games in general, where, like, just suddenly, like, advice given makes sense when you no longer need it. Because it was, like, designed after the game was made, you know? Puzzle games are built A to Z and solved Z to A. Or rather, they're built Z to A and solved A to Z. Oh, that one was it. I didn't even think about that one. I'm not even. I just sort of did it. Oh, you just no. Okay, I thought I would have to get him to land there exactly. Well, what was the puzzle with that one? Wait, are these just? I'm getting a sense of like you got later into the jam here, and so puzzles just started to sort of manifest because the earlier ones felt a little bit better thought through. Oh, he's carrying that. I was like, oh, I need to get that apple above him, but it's not in the tile above, he's actually holding it. Let's just go drop this off. Oh, last time... okay, maybe it's because it was the last one? I'm not sure, maybe. Quite sure how that behaved. Oh, and somewhere and all that. I don't know. Oh no, is he stuck here forever? Oh no, he's stuck there forever. How do I... Let's get this all squared away. And then, do we even need green guy to do anything? Did we need him to in the first... Oh, we needed him to in the first place because he was carrying a fruit. Come off the square, go back on the square. Which I get because of the way the animation worked, why that happened. It's just kind of a bit of a weird extra step. Okay. What I presume is the last level. Feels like not all people are actually needed for each level, which is like, maybe that's okay if they do something else and contribute to the puzzle in some way, like they get in the way or something like that. But for the most part, they just seem to be like mechanical noise. Like those guys just sort of existed and they didn't really get in the way. Yeah, Kel would color as a way to identify all those things, like movement speed and so on. It's something you could have taught me in the levels. You know, like this level you could be like, well, actually with this level you could have said nothing. And then this level you could be like, this guy moves 2. This guy moves 1 but carries 2, you know, and that's it, you've taught all your mechanics. The only problem with it being here is that I don't have the context to know what this means yet until I play the game. I can kind of try and bear it in mind, and that worked to a degree, but it's just a slightly uncomfortable way of learning it, or that's how it felt to me. But that's minor. It's not a big deal. It's more just a, you know, designing the how-to after the fact kind of issue. I like the basis for the game. It's like it's quite simple. Like a simple puzzle game with simple rules, a simple set of mechanics that these guys can, like, you know, they move on. It's easy to understand is what I'm getting at, right? It's easy to break down like the tools you have and how they work, which is important. The key then generally with the puzzle design is to create some sort of contradiction or some sort of conflict in how you would obviously go about solving a level. This level works really well for that, actually. This is probably my favorite level of just introducing this guy. Because you're like, you did the other one and just like, okay, you just grab the food and move on, right? So then you come into this level and you're like, okay, I'll just grab the food and move on. Oh, I walked past the food. Oh, and then you're faced with a problem. You're faced with a problem, but you can solve it using all the tools you have just by thinking about it in a way that you weren't thinking before. So then eventually I'm like, okay, so I need to get him to do that somehow. So I clearly need to make him try and move 2 when he can't. And then I'll reposition him and I'll pick it up. Ta-da! I used all the tools I already understood. I understood how everything worked, but I thought about it. I had to think about it in a new way in order to solve this problem. And then I'm like, ah, cool! I solved the puzzle. So that level works. That there is your nugget of like puzzle design. This level will teach you how all the other levels should work, I think, to be most effective with the set of things that you have, I think. Whereas the later levels in it, there's not really a puzzle to solve for the most part. There's sometimes little like things that get in your way and stuff, like you say, I got stuck at one point. I got a character stuck and he had a fruit. Oh no, like, you know. But they're just sort of like accidents that just sort of happen sort of along the way of playing it. But the foundation here is good. The foundation here is solid. The text is a little hard to read, just on a visual point of view. For me, I found it a little hard to read. It's not really well fitted into this box. But aesthetically, I like the characters. I don't really hate the palette either, of just like the bright green and the brown and simple landscape. I think it's fine. The UI is just not super pretty to look at, and the text is a bit ugly. A little tricky to read. But otherwise, aesthetically, I think it's quite cool. But this here is your nugget of like, yeah, you use what happens here to define how every level should be. I think would be a good piece of homework for you on this game. Like, I think, like, I mean, if you enjoy making these kind of games, you enjoy making these kind of puzzles, and you want to learn how to, a new way to do them or to learn more about them. It's not the only way to design puzzles at all. I'm not trying to claim that this is the one true way to make puzzle games, but it's an effective one and a very good place to start, I think, as a puzzle designer. Make like 10 levels that have this going on in them, right? Every single component of the level should be important. In fact, that's the biggest weakness of this level, is that I think you can do the thing in two places. Like, you can do it here, but you could probably also do it in the middle here. Oh no, you actually can't. Okay, that's fine. But then, like, this area of the screen doesn't really need to exist. Like, this could have just been a flat corridor here, and it might just sort of streamline the sort of process in the player's brain just that little bit more, you know, if you'd sort of blocked out this area. So try and keep everything in the level relevant to the solving the puzzle, and have the puzzle just center around a key contradiction to what the player thinks they understand, or how the player thinks they solve levels in the game so far, you know. Really good example of this was a game we had last time. I can't remember the name of it, but when the VOD for number 21 goes up, or you can find it on my Twitch thing, there was, what was it called? Anyone remember what it was called? I'm sure some of you were here last Friday. It was it was like black and white puzzle game, and it was really good. Had really good level design in exactly the ways that I'm talking about. I don't know, maybe find that VOD, but wait for that VOD to eventually go live. I promise there's a really good puzzle game in it. No, but it did look a lot like Barber. Like, people said it reminded them of Barber as You, but I've never actually played Barber as You. Wait for last week's VOD to go up. It was in there. Anyway, yeah, thank you for that one. That was cool. As I say, I think the foundation is solid. The puzzle design just needs work. Just, they need to be designed cognizantly. I think there's just sort of a bunch of things put into place, and it's like, I hope a puzzle comes out of this. It's not really how it works. You really do have to do the work when making puzzles. Makes them tough for jams, because it's hard to like do that many specific things in a short length of time. Okay, thank you. I'm going to see we're up to 6, so that means, and we've just done our second game, so we're at 7 total planned so far. Next up, we're going to the Steam game Fragments of a Forgotten Past, or a Forgotten Soul. Downloaded fragments, or sure, those things. Where's Steam? Steam, where are you? Okay, this might take a while. I'm not dropping any frames, I hope. No, good. Oh, Holt, say I see a message on Discord. Just ban bots. That's all. That's all you need to do. All you need to worry about. Generally, my thing with moderation in general is like I very rarely make anyone mod. Because generally my approach to it is the less done, the better, typically. Other than when it comes to setting the tone and stuff of like what I want and the culture and stuff that I want to promote in the chat, but I can handle that. If anyone comes in being a knob, I will deal with the knobs. You just need to ban the obvious stuff. Oh gosh, do we? Play downloaded Fragments of a Forgotten Soul, or alternatively, question mark, question mark. It's the blank one. I don't know if I want to. Did we get any? What were the notes on this game? Rage's Jumper. Oh no, okay. I'm gonna run blank. Oh, the game loaded. Is this the right game? Who made this? Again, who made this? Chaos Enigma or Enigma? Well, which is it? Now I don't know if I'm playing like a different version of the game. Oh, it's controlled with the D-pad. Person is they're either crying in binary or they have like a strange binary tattoo. I'm not sure what we would call this resolution or art style, but I will not call it coherent. It's not the worst I've seen, but it's a bit all over the place in terms of the pixel art, different sizes, and so on. Developers Chris Henley, ThoseBros Entertainment, an assortment of musicians. Thank you to all testers and players. Oh, I'm one of those. I always like to check all the things in the options if I can. New game. So you do what I did when I first started doing fade out transitions and made them way too long. I know it feels dramatic and epic, but just make the fade go faster. See, there's quite a lot of styles on screen. Even the binary tiers, like they don't match the drawing style of the art and the crazy like Photoshop lens flare thing coming off of the. I think maybe it's placeholder. I don't know, but what I'm talking about when I talk about incoherent art style is not. I'm not trying to trash the art and say it's like each thing looks bad or is badly drawn or anything like that. It's clearly a bit amateurish here, but that's not the point. That's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is things aren't coherent, and that everything looks like it was produced in a totally different art package in a different program and for a different style. We've got pixel art, almost sci-fi like at the bottom with like the grey borders and stuff that are wider at the sides than they are at the top, which tells me that you've probably just got like a single box thing that's like a square that you've stretched to fit the size of the box, which is a problem because then you get wider edges than tops and so on, right? The text that's like pixel art and stuff is like a bit blurred, I think, just from like maybe the resolution, full screening and stuff like that. But again, I think it's probably been a bit stretched. And your credits and on your menu and stuff, you've got pixel art of different sizes that are like contradictory when you're doing different sizes of pixel art. Fonts, you kind of want to go like 2 times, then like 4 times, 8 times, and so on. Like you go up in squares so that they can like fit into each other and pixels remain looking like they're of consistent size. Yeah, 9 slice is probably the technique you want to use for drawing text boxes to keep them coherent, like edges size in this sort of style. But anyway, that's like I could go on like art stuff for a while, but it's obviously all going to look a bit like that, even within the same piece of art, right? This is I just want to highlight here because like it really shows off what I mean. See, like these like super crisp, like sharp pixels here. What's going on here? You see what I mean? It looks like it's drawn in like a different art package, or it doesn't look quite right. Like it's been resized, rescaled, drawn. You know, this stuff doesn't quite match. I'm like, it's okay to be a beginner artist. You just try it, but what you want to try and do, is regardless of your skill level and like drawing stuff, is just try and make things consistent. Because if you can do that, you can generally get away with a lot of styles and a lot of different skill levels and stuff. It certainly did glow brighter. Oh, it's a rune seared into the side of her face. A corruption code 011. So there's a lot of text. Dark form, the goddess caused much destruction until the source code exiled her. Oh. I was hoping that would like skip to the end of the text box and then I would read it, but I mean, I'm gonna say it now, but JH, but I haven't actually until this moment said Mixels. Because again, like, point is not. Yeah, I don't know. The point is coherence, consistency, style. Okay. The light's coming up underneath me. It's 100% like squashed at the top of the screen. Because you can do stuff like that looks kind of messy. It's like there's a difference between like messy as an intentional style. Because honestly, like I don't even like. Some people would look at this like sprite and be like, "Oh, that's just like a really amateur sprite." I think this style can work if it's consistently applied. I think it could actually create a thing that looks really good and has a lot of soul. But as it stands, it just like the background is not matched. Everything should look more like this. IMO. It needs to look like it belongs. Like it fits together. Oh, god damn it. You need a jump buffer as well. Well, the thing is, other people started saying Mixels before I said it, and it was useful as a way to point things out when I was pointing out a lot of them in a row, so I don't have to go into the whole spiel about consistency every time. But the first game of each stream where it happens, I feel like I have to like go into like what it is and why it's a problem, which has nothing really to do with Mixels existing, because it's a thing with HD games and games of different stuff. Like, it's hard to really even say this is pixel art style. There's just bits of it that are pixel art-y, you know? Oh my god, I hate that I can skip it. I just want to press the button Because it scrolls too slow to read, so I'm like, skip to the end of the text box, and then it skips to the next text box. I'm like, nah! Left trigger with at least 25% battery power. Oh gosh. Wait, that's like activated something and now my hair's all green? Or it was. Oh, and this recharged my battery. It's got a B on it. B for battery. Oh. What's the big beam? I don't understand what the big beam is about. I got like... My favorite thing about this so far is the way that like, the ground lights up and the bits that you're stood on. I don't know, it's just kind of unusual and cool. Makes me think there should be a wall jump or something when that happens, but... This reminds me of the other game that tied its jumping height to a collectible. The problem is, like, well, I'm just gonna run out. And I have to make X number of jumps. Like, jumps are just... It's literally progress, you know? Why would you tie progress to a, like, limited resource? Then I got away with using not much there. Just about got away with that. And then we get rechargey here. Oh no. There's no jump buffer, so there's no way for me to like wrap around this corner. Oh, you can just, okay. Yeah, it's like it's but then why isn't it just a time, you know, like... Oh my god, I keep doing it. You have a lot, skip that. Right trigger. There's an attack? It's a bit... Feels a little bit feeble. Whatever these things are do. What has happened? What has happened? Oh, I hit that and I get teleported up here? Is that how that works? What? You've got no transition or anything that's happening on death, but it's like, it's so important, even early on, like, it's one of the first things you should do in making these kind of games, in my opinion. Everyone leaves it super late. But like, I don't know what happened. Like, did I get teleported somewhere? Did I die? I can't tell the difference because they both look exactly the same. I just suddenly am jarringly somewhere else. No. I think I get the idea. Like, the odds, it's very inconsistent. A lot of stretching going on. A lot of weird stretching. I don't know if it's just meant to be... I don't know if... Oh, I don't know how to quit. How do I quit this game? Can I run it in non-full screen? It has played the top version rather than the blank version. This is where this game's totally different. No, okay, there's no way to come out of this or anything. No, okay. Who made this again? Oh, I've closed my form. Oh. Oh, I've lost myself. I was looking in the chat. There was someone. Chaos Enigma, AOK from Gears Helps. Yeah, so Chaos Enigma. I wouldn't tie a super jump thing to. I don't think that's a good mechanic generally, because you are just like saying, but do the thing really fast or you fail. In which case, you may as well just be more upfront about that and just be like, here's a timer with which to get through this section if that's the challenge you want to issue. Otherwise, it's just not. It doesn't really have legs as a gameplay mechanic. I don't feel to be like, this gives you a super jump that enables you to just progress at all. Yeah, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't do a double jump either. I wouldn't do any jumping mechanic. The only reason to put, I think, the only reason to put like a jumping mechanic in, like a double jump or a super jump or something like that, is when it has contrast with the normal jump. In that there are situations where normal jump is useful, and there are situations where the other jump is useful, and you want to have both pretty much be accessible all of the time, because they're both going to allow you to progress at all, right? You can unlock a super jump or a double jump like permanently. Having them be like a temporary thing is kind of weird, unless it's just used like as a, I don't know. I can't picture in my head a very strong use of that. And like, when you're making a platform game, the reason you put a double jump in is because it allows you to do some more interesting stuff. But so many of the games that we play here, where people have put in a double jump just because, fun games they play have double jumps in them. All they've done with it is make the platforms further away. Because it's like, well, you've got a double jump now, so you can jump further, so the platform should be further away, so that you use the double jump. And what? Because they think pressing jump twice is more fun than pressing jump once? Typically, if you've got a double jump, that allows you to do different things. You can fundamentally change, why is my search not working anymore? I used to pressing Windows and just typing in a thing, and now it's not working. There we go. If you have a double jump, you can do different things, instead of having this arc available to you, suddenly you can do this, you can do this, you can fall and do this, allowing you to get under things. You have new things you can do in the level design as a result of having a double jump. In terms of having a super jump versus a regular jump, that does things as well. In that, you might think generally you just want to do the super jump all the time, but it kind of makes it so now and again, maybe there's spikes and you have to do the normal jump here. I think super jumps are a weird one. Depends exactly how they work. If it's just more height than the original one, there's less of it. But like in Poke, I have the super jump thing, but it's you don't have the spear for most of when you're doing it. You can only do it in certain locations where you can wedge it into the wall, and it's sort of a puzzle solving thing in a way. Jazz Jackrabbit had a super jump. And so your regular jump arc was this, but then you could super jump, but you'd be forced to go straight up for most of it. So you could do this and then fall in whatever direction. So you would get more height, but then you you don't have any control over the arc of it going up. If it's just more jump height, then there's not many situations where you this is just better, right? You know what I mean? Those jumping mechanics and all that stuff should be be a bit more considered, I think, than a lot of people. More considered than they are when a lot of new developers put them in. Because people put them in just because Just put them in. There's fun platformers. How do I make it more fun? We add more mechanics and more stuff and more variety, which is not like a wrong instinct, but like, yeah. Okay, that's enough about that one. Thank you very much. Next up, we got Uppity Donkey 57s, my Abominables, Ice Age. Battle the forces of fire and start an Ice Age. Okay, and we can run it in a browser. How to play this is all explained in game. Cool, I won't read it then. Can I full screenery? We can full screenery. I should bear in mind, like, just, you know, from you saying that, thanks, this was the first game I made and it's nice to hear feedback from someone who knows. First of all, for a first game, well done, it was very cool. Second of all, I'm not someone who knows. Yeah, I have a lens, maybe my experience is useful to you, but just be mindful that what all you're hearing is thoughts of one game developer who's made a bunch of games, some of which are alright. You know, I don't know everything, and I can't tell you how to do everything. I can only really tell you how it made me feel and what I generally think about these kind of things. And you just have to weigh that against your own experiences and thoughts and go, huh, that makes sense, or huh, that sounds kind of dumb, I'm going to ignore him. You know, you can do whatever you want. Shout out to this jazzy music. Glad to hear it, Joel. Glad you enjoyed it. I was tempted to do a thing, people had suggested it before, where I like Feedback Friday my own jam games. Maybe I'll do one at the end of this, as like a bonus thing. Like, I'll just play one of my own jam games or something and pretend it's a Feedback Friday someone else has submitted. I don't know how well that would work, because I always say I know the game inside out.
My fellow creatures of ice and snow, it is I, your leader, the Abominable Snowman.
Can you hear this okay?
Before we could activate our weapon that would cause an ice age, the fire gang stole it. Retrieve the stolen weapon for me. Good luck, and do not fail me.
I like it. I couldn't tell what he said, it was too quiet at first versus the music and stuff. Could have done with subtitles probably. But I appreciate the aesthetic. I like that selecting him just selects the bottom of him. Like just highlights the bottom of him, shades him, whatever. Now click on move or attack. Okay. Attack a character if its head is highlighted. Its head wasn't highlighted. Well, why would I move anywhere? Shoot him in the face. It's music though. Oh. I think we win, guys. Everyone gets like one move, one attack. Is that how it works? Oh, oops. Shot my own guy. They are pretty aggressive, like just big fat guns, right? Oh yeah, his head is like subtly shaded, I'm noticing now. What is this music, man? Oh, I shouldn't have moved there, whatever. No, it doesn't matter, they do no damage. The trees are on fire. Can we like fix that? Why does it start me with one guy surrounded all the time? Alright, our stats are way better. We do 50% damage. That's busted. And the fire people. Alright, they're wearing weird little suits. I have some thoughts, but I'm just like... I want to get through some of this first. A nice thing to do in these kind of things is like have a thing that shows when you're out of moves or whatever as well, to like be like end turn. So you know you don't have to like go through and check everything and be like, have I done everything? Oh wow, I thought that would at least kill him, but it didn't. Okay. Oh. Are these even enemies, or are these just small children with snowball cannoning to death now? Oh, big AoEs. I guess that might be a thing, like, spread out. So here's my issue with this. Christ, okay. Is that, like, up until now, I don't know, maybe, I say that's what I've been trying to play a bit further to see if it changed, but, like, where I moved didn't really seem very relevant. It's just like, shoot the guys, and also you do more damage, so I guess you'll win. And there's not really like, there's no like cover or anything to hide behind, there's no like value to any position over another other than is it in range or not, right? And I don't know the range of the enemy, so I can't really even make a super informed call in that regard. And here it's like, I know all these guys die in one hit, so really all I can optimally hope to do is take out three of them and be out of range of counterattack. That would be the optimal move here, right? But that's like, it's just so cut and dry in that way, and it's like, well, there's not really a way to play better than this, right? I know they AoE, I guess, so keeping far apart was probably a good shout too. I guess this has probably been the most interesting level. I haven't lost any guys yet, I don't know how that... Can that even be done? Do they always attack the nearest one as well? Will I just bait it? No, okay. Oh no, okay, he did. I don't know how they move though. I don't know what their strategy is with moving. So now I'm like, I wonder if like we beat these ones first or these ones. I'm not sure they did more damage though, it was just that they AoE'd. But it's still worth getting them first because they die in one, right? Oh, I can't quite reach. Oh well. That was good. Have I done enough to be a part? Oh no! Being with no man. This is a little bit more, like, it's getting a bit more interesting. It took a while to get there. Like, a lot of those just feeling very, like, I guess I just sort of win. No, we're gonna actually lose. We lost the snowman! It happened! How could you?
You are now entering the underground lair of the Fire Gang. Make your way through it until you face the Pyre, the leader of the Fire Gang. Beyond him will be the weapon. Good luck on your mission.
I have not played Iconfell. I've heard good things. Oh, he's gonna like heal. In which case, I'm gonna guess that that's what they do, and we'll just fight them first. So yeah, just like I can see like with the different enemies doing different things, it getting slightly more interesting to balance out what you need to do when and where. But I wish the earlier levels had a bit more of this, or maybe it just scaled up a little quicker for this more interesting stuff for me. Maybe that's not to everyone's taste, I'm not sure. But I like it to, I feel like it took a long time to get to here. Where it's like getting a little, like, it's still really simple to work out like what I should do, but it's like a bit more interesting. And I'd like to see like, I'd like to know how far these guys can move and like what their range is and stuff like that, and a bit more info about them and what they do. I think you could also probably simplify, like, when your attacks are this like digital, because you're kind of making something of a puzzle in a way. Oh, this is gonna go badly, I think, isn't it? Yeah, they're gonna heal them with fire. That's cool. I like the noises as well. I like the movements and animations are fun and cute. Different sizes though, like total different line thicknesses. It's like the vectorish equivalent of pixels or whatever, right? You see how it just doesn't quite match? And then a few other things like the health bars and the little grid on the floor just doesn't quite aesthetically match up to everything else. I think getting it all to aesthetically match would be a big win for the style of the game, and I think it's going somewhere where it could end up looking really nice. I'd like to just see more stuff. Yeah, as JH says, things like being able to see like how far they can move or attack, things like that. The other thing I was going to say about the health bars is like, health bars are good for representing a very arbitrary amount of life. This was probably the wrong way to do this. Oh well. It feels a bit like this game might benefit from a hit point system more, where you have like a number of little circle lives or whatever above a thing's head, or maybe under it, in a subtle way that just shows like how many hits it can take. Because it feels like you've got a very specific, deliberately chosen amount for each of those sort of things. You know, things that die in 1. These guys tend to die in 2, but then like they heal for like a quarter, half and stuff, so you could do fractions and, you know. I just know, it just feels like something that maybe you'd want to represent in a more digital way. Bars tend to be a little bit more analog feeling, right? But I can see an argument either way. Yeah, I didn't handle this level particularly well. I didn't. But we can finish him. Finish him. That's basically over at that point, I think, right? Unless we've worked the number. Nah. It's fine. You can't. Oh, can you not move through the bodies? Is that an issue? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, I can move now. What? Just have to hope we got it. Yeah, okay. But I don't really know the range, so I was just sort of guessing there. Okay, these are AoE guys, so the best thing we can do is split up. Oh! Oh! I do like the noises. I like a lot about the style, just like get it coherent. Like even the font doesn't massively match, you know? Get it coherent and consistent, make everything fit and feel the same way, and I think you're onto something great. Oh, I shouldn't have just... No, this is fine, just split up. Oh man, that still hit both of them. Then we... Wait, could I have moved through that? I don't actually know. I don't think I could. I think I get the idea anyway. It's cool though. I thought it really wasn't going anywhere at the start because it was just like, well, I just kind of kill the things, but the different enemies and different... There's something going on. I think it should get there a bit quicker. Get the art to all match up and everything, and this is alright. It's a cute little thing. Maybe, yeah, I think like it could be a bit more, maybe a bit more interesting if you show a bit more info about like how things move around and stuff like that, and go from there. Because then once you expose those things, you'll start to notice the other little strategies and stuff you can use yourself as well, and that'll help you create some more interesting levels and level design, and maybe different enemy types and design. I don't know how much further this goes and how much more stuff there is, but it's cool. Thank you very much. Oh, password equal pi. Alright. Don't tell anyone, but the password is pi. No. See you, JH. Kill Zen, I think maybe the one you're looking for is FAQ, if you wanted to submit a thing. How many have we played now, though? I've lost track. We've got 5 responses here still to go. So I don't want to do more than 10. What's this about? Waste of space. Lost at the end of the galaxy, escape pod running out of air, Earth being ended in 24 hours. No worries, just mine asteroids, automate production, and build the largest battleship the galaxy ever seen. So like... Factorio to build a spaceship? Okay. Who made this? Dunkirk86. Full screen can be done. New game. Oh, I'm sleepy today, man. Oh, like this. It's a bit weird how the stars like zoom out in same scale because it kind of ruins the illusion that they're far away. It's fine when you're just on a screen and you kind of get the illusion of depth from the parallax. When you zoom out, I don't know, something about... I guess that is how it would be. I don't know. Just feels a bit weird. Let's move. E to enter build mode, F to sit or interact. And to stand up, E to enter build mode. Can't really do anything yet, I don't think. Control everything. Press tab to switch mode. Sailing mode. Thruster mode. Control everything. Okay. What did tab do then? I don't know what that's doing. Every now and again I can press tab and it shoots out a thing. Let's have like a laser. But I'm just breaking my own ship by the feel of it. Can I just do that? Uh-oh. This is what I'm meant to do? Okay. Number keys to select wall, door, base, block. What do I do with this? Iron bar. I'm guessing I'm holding some iron. Why does that suddenly rotate everything? What is this? I don't want to break it. Oh, is that like a furnace? F interact. Okay, craft. Research. Oh. Drilling. Belts. Oh, I don't know. Ah. Okay. That's cool. I melted the door though for some reason. Why did that get rid of the door? Oh, can I just place doors infinitely? And we can like pop a door there so we can go out the ship. Did oxygen refill when I come back in? No. Okay, so we need to eventually do something to get more oxygen, right? How we go? What is this as well? What's the difference between our two beams? Is that a fixie beam? I'm back in the ship! Which we appear to have applied a small amount of force to, and now we're endlessly rotating. It's kind of cool how you come out of the ship to go and mine some stuff, and then you come back in and build. I like the concept here a lot. It's a bit, it's like in its current state, it's a bit of a, you know, I can sense it being a slog to like get into and work everything out. Nothing's really telling me how to play. I'm just sort of having a kind of guess everything here. Oh, how do I put them in again? This is like my do things beam or something. The do things beam shoots the things across. And then once they're in there, we can like So this is meant to be like some sort of furnace. It's weird that I have to manually hit the craft button. Search, drilling. Unlocks drill and storage. Okay. Well, maybe we should have done that. Rather than just what we've been doing so far. Let's get some more. Let's get 10, which is how much we need to research the thing. I'm in the ship! Why did that hurt? Did I get caught on something? I don't think I ran out of air. Whatever. F. Does that just come up anywhere? If I like... No, it is here. I don't know. Whatever this device is. Can we scroll along here? Oh yeah, okay. Oh, that's what this is. Oh, that might have been important. Or yeah, we'll unlock belts while we're here as well. He's also received transferring schematic. Okay. Some mysterious space benefactor. Do we put this in space, or do we like... I think it's not a drill we apply to the thing, it's something we put on the spaceship. Storage box. Belt. How do I fly the ship? Is it kind of... Can we do that? I don't appear to have any thrusters or anything like that. I can like... I can push it, kind of, which is kind of neat. I like that that's a thing. I like that that has a, like the simulation is there. Like, it's good. Sailing mode. Thruster mode. Yeah, I don't have any thrusters, I don't think. Alright, let's... do I need just loads more? So what was the drill? What's the good of the drill then? The security station? I feel like this is... Thrusters is all the way over here, so we can't fly the ship until we even get to... What's the point of the ship then? Just where we get... How do I get more oxygen? It's even running out now. Smelter. Fluid processing. Okay, so we get all the way to there. We need ice? We need a lot more metal. And then some ice. Yeah, I like that the ship's spinning. I don't know if it was... I don't know if the ice is meant to be... I don't know. Catch our breath. I like the thinking here. I like this concept a lot, and I'm really digging a lot of the execution. I just think the onboarding is going to be a really tough thing, and you need to put a lot of time and effort into getting it right. So I think for that, I would feel like what would help me in particular, like specifically, I don't know how I was tested. I don't know, I feel maybe I'm trying to disclaim too much of my feedback and I should just straight up give it. I think what would help me is if I had like an early goal or something, or some sort of tutorialization, some sort of thing that gets me into the loop without me having to do all of that work and have all the patience myself to work it out. Because obviously, if I'd have just downloaded this here and it was some sort of Factorios space thing, I'd be like, oh, that's kind of cool, but I'd have played it for about 2 seconds and be like, I don't get it, I don't know what to do, and I'd quit. Because game has to use its first few minutes to prove to you that it's worth your time. And like, there's right and wrong ways to do that as well, because you could have thrown me off with a tutorial that just had too much going on, because, as I say, it's your job to show me that the game is going to be worth my time as quickly as possible. So if I will bounce off stuff if the tutorial is too heavy-handed, or there isn't one, or I'm just left with an overwhelming number of systems and no explanation from the game of where the fun is, you know? Yeah, get me there as quickly as possible. And I can like, I'm familiar enough with the genre, and obviously we're being patient and we're trying things out. And I can see it's there. But so far, like, this early game stuff is it feels like it's taking a long time to get going. And I don't know if I'm missing something, but like, why have I researched, like, what does drills do for me, or storage boxes at this point? All I'm doing is going out and getting rocks and coming back, and going out and getting rocks and coming back. These don't help me go out and get rocks or come back. And I get how they might be useful later for doing other things. And they're in early development in Factorio, so it's like, right, one of the first things you'll get is the belts. But right now, unless I'm missing something, and I could be, I don't see how I can be excited about researching belts. The onboarding would be a lot better, like, even without the tutorial or anything like that. Like, just if the first couple of researchers give me something that is obviously like a big improvement to my current situation. Think about Factorio. What's the first thing that you get in Factorio, or whatever? I can't even remember now. It might actually be belts, but like, you start off being able to make like the cold drillers or whatever, right? Or I don't think you start off with nothing and you just mine rocks, and then the first thing you're working towards is to be able to build what you're already capable of building, which is like which, when you look at the options you have, is probably going to be the coal-powered drill, right? Because like, at the moment I'm having to mine stuff by hand in order to do anything. If I get a drill, then it mines for me, and I can just sit back and watch, and then like, and that's automated that entire process. That'll be amazing, because that's all I'm doing at the moment is digging rocks. Okay, and now I've got this, cool. Now what else can I make? You know, and you think, and like, oh, if I get these like grabbers and conveyor belts, I can make it so I don't have to keep filling up the coal-powered drill. And then you create a network of conveyor belts, and that like creates the thing, so you get the coal. Cool, this is doing its own thing now. That's great. What could make this even better? And you just the next thing along the line is always something that makes your current most annoying job easier, so it's really attractive to the player. And that's like the whole joy of early Factorio in a nutshell. You can already automate the mining, but I haven't taught you how. Okay, so I mean, I guess then therein is the problem, right? How do I do that? I'm interested. Tell me, how do I, like, what do I do with the drill and the belt and stuff so far? Like, what can make this situation better? Because I'm interested. Like, I don't know if... And maybe I'm just an idiot, you know? I don't know, maybe it was something you need to work out. Shouldn't be wasting all this on this, but I just, like, enjoy the notion of... Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. I'm guessing I don't get raw... Do I get raw materials back? No! God damn it. I like how it just becomes a flaw, though. Oh, and I can just repair it. I just want to get rid of it. Yeah. Push the asteroid into the drill. Is that actually better? Hang on. Right click and build mode will remove. Okay. Does that give me the resources back as well? Because at the moment, my most annoying job is holding this button and going out to mine the rocks. Actually, going out to mine the rocks is okay. That's actually kind of fun. But like putting all the things in here, doing it back, and I'm running low on oxygen. So I've got a whole bunch of problems to solve, and all I want from my research is solutions to these problems. And currently it feels like to me, I know you're just telling me some other stuff, but like, oops. Like, doubts don't help me solve any of those problems, you know? I want this, and I need this internal security, you know? So I think these could be staggered in a more, like, showing me things that are obviously relevant to my current predicaments. I've got it in some sort of mirrored mode. Okay. Bring her about, Captain! I'm gonna go south. We're gonna get back in the ship. We're gonna get back in the ship. God, my oxygen is running a bit low though. I'm spending it all talking about the game. I'd generally rather people don't submit multiple games in 1 week. Like, feel free to come back with a different game next week, but like, I generally prefer to do one at a time from a person on one given week. Okay, is that aiming right? God, this is a lot of effort just to... I mean, I suppose if it smashes the whole thing, that's better. That is better than... I don't think I've made the best shape for this. Oh no. Oh no. That's a weird noise for dying in space, but it is what it is. This is hard! Alright. Oh, the drill's doing a thing! The drills are drilling! Very slowly! They were drilling! See, this feels like it's made my life harder, not easier. That is not the... That's not what I want from technology. And I don't know where all the rocks went, if they went anywhere. I feel like... Oh. I'm better off just doing this, you know? Oh, right, have they, like, gone into the drill? Or something? Is that the crack? That's not the direction, right? Ah. Oh, okay, kinda, yeah. It's like not really obvious that they store stuff or that, like, how they work. Or that they just need to be connected with it and it's not like destroying it. I don't know, it's just a little bit anti-intuitive. I was expecting initially the drill to be something I installed on the asteroid. I kind of get it as being a thing on the ship, but it's like, it's just a little awkward, you know? So I'm like, now is this just infinite now? Like it doesn't get destroyed? Or, I don't know, because like these broke some things when they first went into it. I was kind of thinking what the drills would do is just smash the whole thing to pieces and then it would suddenly get loads. Like that would be like a big deal, right? Yeah. How do I get things? How do I empty the storage box? F to interact. My do things beam isn't helping either. Or, I don't know, is it... Is that just adding to my general stash by adding things in here? When things go in? I don't know. No, it's not sending anything up there. Forgetting the keys all the time as well. Left is pick up, right is drop. Oh, right. Because I've been thinking of left as like a destructive thing, so I don't really want to target. You know, like it was breaking holes in my walls and stuff, you know? There's a bit of a contradiction in, like, purpose there. Wait, what am I bringing out of here now? Oh, I'm like sucking O2 out of the ship or something? No, put that back in. We need that. How does it know what I want to take from there? Oh, there's a whole bunch of... I don't know. Iron plate. I still haven't worked out how to get ice and that. I think I'm going to leave this here, because obviously, like, I'm not realistically going to be getting the solar panels or whatever, right? But I really like this concept a lot. I think that the onboarding and the beginning of it is just a little bit too rough and anti-intuitive, hard to get to grips with. And I don't think that's necessarily just solved by, like, good tutorialization. I think just some of the structure of, like, how you improve the starting situation you're in isn't initially super satisfying, or and it isn't very intuitive. There's also a lot of work like flying around getting all these rocks out of the thing. Better tutorialization would help, but I think there's room to improve. That's what just the general feel of the buttons and controls and stuff. Maybe just better UI and things might help that as well. But improve the progression. I like the structure of your progression. I'm not sure this, like, putting a drill on the front and pushing the ship into a thing and then belts the thing. It's a bit of a rough, weird forcing of the Factorio things into space world. I think there's maybe some more intuitive, simpler things you could do. If it were me, which it is not, I stress it is not me, but if it were me, I think what I would go for is something you installed on the rocks that, like drilled them out over time or something, and then I could just fly by and collect that material and bring it back. And then maybe even the ship could have tractor beams that kind of work like the belts and, like, slowly suck them into a side of the ship or something like that. And then that's like, oh, we've solved that problem. I don't have to go back and forth anymore. You see how, like, that, you know, like, approaching it in ways where you do a thing and it suddenly makes your life way easier, right? Whereas everything I'm doing in here is actually just making my life more and more complicated. Whereas what Factorio does or whatever is, like, getting to the next step is complicated, but when you get there, it's improved your life in a huge way, you know? It's like working out how to do the research thing where I've got to automate the production of grabbers and cogs and put them together to make research flasks to get the next research, but when I get my head on and do all that, I get a thing that makes everything way easier. You know, you see I feel like that complexity is actually coming in using the thing that's meant to make my life easier here, and not in just the getting to the next stages. Does that make sense? Oh, that makes sense. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But that's what I think. That's how I feel about it. Wow, you've got... I don't know if this is functional, but cool. I would definitely don't over-focus on you're trying to get multiplayer and stuff working, especially if you're working on this by yourself. I don't know. But I the core systems here, like some of this is really cool. I like the way like the ship forms around the shape you've drawn is very cool. There's a bit of a mismatch in styles between these vector lines and the pixel art, but it's not the worst thing in the world. I think you could make it more coherent than it is, but it's not bad. None of it looks like it all looks good. I think there's a lot of potential in there. I think it's cool. It's a cool concept. Oh, I already mentioned in here that local multiplayer thing is going to be hard for players. I don't know single player comparison. Yeah, okay. I was going to add that as a rule, but it doesn't matter. It's already in there. Right, I think we're definitely going over 10 now, or at least we're close enough to it that I'm going to lock it down here. I don't know if that was the 5th entry or what. Maybe I shouldn't keep deleting them. But I delete them so just to make sure I'm moving on. Like, it's just the easiest way for me to track it. How many download? Let's go to downloads. No way we've only done 3. No, there was one in a browser as well. So was that the 4th game we've played? It might be the 4th one we played. In which case, yeah, we'll do 9 today. Screw it. That's acceptable. Oh, it was the 5th? Oh, well, either way. Was there another one in the browser then? Because I only had 3 things downloaded. Oh, whatever. Have I played this one before? An example of what not to do for your first game. Well, I don't describe it like that. I just remember this sort of thing, this in case your Sean's folding thing, but I don't remember. Project would need to be reweighted very. Not looking for feedback as such is more an example of what not to do when you're starting out as a hobby developer. It's way too ambitious. Well, you know what the stream is called, right? I'm not sure what do you want from me, you know? You just want me to play it? You know, I'll download it. I'm not really sure how to react to. So it'd be interesting to share. Okay. Of what not to do for your first game. So I expect to just see something that's just massively overscoped or something like that. So I guess what we're doing is an autopsy on this game, not so much feedback. Since you describe it as dead. Control. Right. This is so bad. Man, not the way to describe it, really, is it? Good. Okay, the text box is a. Does full screen just not work? Is that? Oh. I just pressed a button to see if it did anything, and we summoned a skeleton. It's got kind of range. I kind of like the cool purple thing. That's like wobbly. Huh. Oh, but now I'm stuck. Oh, text is coming up right, but it's like off center. Maybe if it's not full screen. Let's be real, I probably wasn't going to read much of it anyway. I don't know what I'm like with story stuff. Guessing that was some sort of NPC. This isn't that bad. Well, tricky to use the things. The UI is a bit of a mess. But I get the concept of it. Like, relying too hard on your iconography here to be like, oh, yes, of course, 2 pluses. Oh, and the Wi-Fi signal ability. Like, I don't know what any of these do. I like this concept though, just summon a dude. Where can I go from here? Because obviously the text is probably telling me important things, but I can't see it. Bottom left? Bottom right. Oh, right, it was like, yeah, you couldn't really see it over the menu, right? I mean, this is an okay little prototype, and this didn't have to be anything huge. You probably built it to be something bigger than it ends up being, but like... I wouldn't say this, like, strikes me as... Probably your plan is a good example of what not to do. But what exists here, I would not really describe that way. Also, there's other abilities. Was that a headbutt? Like a bone meringue thing there? Really big cooldown on the headbutt. I hope it's strong. Oh, you just pick it up. I'd like it if all of the abilities were summons. Just different creatures that just had some different abilities or whatever, I don't know. I mean, it's a prototype, this really, isn't it? It's what it feels like. With obviously, like, I think the art is from, like, Heartbeast's thing or whatever, right? Looks like that. Or based on. Oops. I imagine they're having a great conversation. I mean, I like that you decided to stop when you felt like you couldn't, you know, that this was too big and it was getting away from you, because you could have spent way more time on this than it looks like has been spent on it. And I imagine you probably learned a ton in the creation of it. So I don't know that it's really fair to say, oh, do not do this for your first game. Oh my god, like, you know? Like, this just, I don't know, this looks like part of the learning process, right? And there's room to finish this sort of thing as well. And something that, you know, you cut scope way down. Turn it into a thing where you summon 4 creatures and that's the whole game. And you just fight some creatures and lock some creatures and then that's it, GG, and it's done. You know, just as an excuse to wrap it up and be finished. If you just don't like the thought of abandoning things as dead, but you seem pretty to have just comfortably done that, so... Oh, you can actually fight as this guy as well. Something I don't quite get about it in terms of, like, you know, like... Yeah. I guess just the summoned abilities are just, yeah, they're just stronger than you, right? No, yeah, I kind of get it. It reminds me a little bit of that game where you, like, summon things with cards. What's it called? It was on the GameCube. GameCube games, summon cards, monsters. Lost Kingdoms, yeah, as if that nailed it. Yeah, Lost Kingdoms is sick. Oh my god. Text. Yeah, thing. God, I want to play this again. You like got cards and you ran around using the cards as like magic. And then like as you used each one, like each one would like be an attack. And you'd be able to use each one so many times and then you would get a new card from your deck. But it's sick. That's a lot of fun. Had like a versus mode as well, though I never had anyone play with. Yeah, I mean, obviously there's not a whole lot more to this. We'll leave this one here, but like, the general feel of like, I feel like you probably learned a whole lot from making this, and there's a lot I like the cool wobbly effects on here, and I don't think this was in any way like, yeah, I guess like obviously you had a scope or a plan or an idea that was way more ambitious than you could realize, but that's just gonna happen. The more I think about it these days, when I give people, you give people that advice of like, oh, make sure to start small and simple and that kind of thing. I don't tend to give that advice these days because I think there's no point. Because I think people I think people hear it and they go, ah, yeah, start small, simple. I will only have 7 worlds in my RPG. Yeah. They don't really know. They don't have a frame of reference for what small, simple is. They don't have a reference for what they can achieve. They don't know what their own abilities are, and so on. So I don't really tell people to start small. I just prefer people to like fail often, and quickly, and to just like, in a way, this is exactly what you should do, is recognize that like, whoops, overscoped, let's move on. Yeah. You made a bunch of stuff, learned a bunch of cool things, and then you went, well, yeah, this is 8 months in and we're 5% done. Oops, and you go, well, guess it's time to abandon this and move on, But it's not like, I don't think you think of it this way necessarily, but it's something that can come across with something like this is where you're like, oh man, why did I waste 8 months on that? Which isn't like this was 8 months of process, learning process. You could have been spending that time more efficiently. Sure, you could have made 8 1-month games or whatever in that space of time, but you didn't. The only way to find out is to do, and no one can really tell you, which is annoying. It'd be great if you could. It'd be great if it just sank in right away, and for some people it will because they'll just guess it right. But don't take it for any more. It's easy to be like really impressed with people who get it right out the gates, and they scope everything correctly. But they just guessed right. That's all that happened, in my opinion. Because how do they know without any experience or whatever, Anyway, thanks for that. That was interesting to look at. Egg Mama by 123 Oisen? Or is that 0? No, Oisen. Make nests and lay eggs to raise chicks while shitting on and avoiding foxes. Alright. That is quite the itch page background. Somewhat squashed chicken. West. Wait, does that mean I can use W and S as well to go up and down trees? I'm guessing I can. It's just worded weirdly. Space to fly costs food. N to make nest costs wood. All these things. Ah, yeah, it's the difficulty of just doing like this. All of this in just a bunch of text. That's why text isn't like just a bunch of text up front and a giant thing like this at the start of the game. It's like, it's better than nothing, but only just. Like, I don't have context for it yet. So, like... Three chicks to win. Yes, that's why I clicked on new game. Oh. I just knocked an egg out of my nest. That was probably unwise. Oh, you can climb tree. Oh! Get away from my nest! Maybe. Shit, what were the controls? What are... See, now what were the controls again? This is the problem, because I see them with no context, so I'm not going to remember what they are for whatever I need to do. Space to fly. G to poo on foxes, so I guess I go above them, poo on them. That's the crack. Use wood to make nests and food to lay eggs in nests. How do I lay eggs? How do I use food? Oh no, I'm out of food. Does food like spawn? Ox can you not? Oh, it just comes at what was poo? But I run out of food while I'm flying. Okay, that's made him... Oh, but then I died because I landed on him. Okay. I just knocked my own eggs out of the thing. Does it matter? Do they need to stay in the nest? Tell me how much it costs, but I don't know. Hitbox is huge. There's like some sort of collision or something. Can I just put a nest on the ground? The ground feels easier to protect. Costs a lot of food to get up in the tree. Bring the camera back down! What platform am I stood on now? No. Oh. No, no, come back, egg! Get back, yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, I guess we're good. Can the chicks also die, though? No, we got another... Where did we get another egg? Do I just need to sit in the nest for a while? How do I make eggs? Oh, I don't have the food now. Thought I had the food. And that just restarts the whole thing. Yeah, I know I need 100, but then how do I do it? Do I just touch the nest? Oh my god. Just made it easy for them. Well, now it's just right in front of the stupid barn of doom foxes or whatever. Also, you put a P in wood. 50 whopped. Whopped. I guess I want to put them all the way over here. Safe over here. Oh, I just made it and when because I had 100 food when I made it. Maybe it's just when I touch it. Wait, what's going on there? Hey, quit it. Quit. And you're still coming towards me, why? Oh, I thought I did a poo, but then I ran out of food. What? Oh, now I'm at 0 chicks. Reminds me a little bit of Flicky. In a weird way. Also, the weird, like, JPEG sky in the background doesn't really Don't really match the rest of it. Wood feels like the least important resource, and just sort of feels like busy work. Why won't anything land on him? Oh, is it? Well, he's just going to a different barn house or whatever. There's no real effect to show that, like, I've pooed on the thing and therefore something has changed, you know? It's only relevant here because you can see they changed direction. And I don't get where the collision is because, like, sometimes I can't, like, fly up through, like, this area of the tree. There's, like, weird hidden platforms or something. I don't know what's going on there. And there's, like, you put, like, a big green thing to show the platform at the top of the tree. But there seems to also be, like, hidden platforms throughout the tree. It's like, I don't know. Oh, it's like climb. Oh, right, you can, like, climb up and down, right. They're all, like, ladders. Yeah, the background, yeah, I think it's just like a big, because it's like a big JPEG thing, and it's like got like artifacting and stuff in it, so it doesn't match like the smooth, like clean cartoony colors of all the foreground stuff. And then like your apples and twigs and stuff are a slightly different like resolution in that as well. I don't think you really wanted to go for like a pixel art font here either. Like you've got like clean vector art. It's a mishmash of styles again, you know? Like the art is good, it's just not coherent. Consistent. Well, that's usually the case. Making good art is kind of, you know, actually generally the easy part. Making it coherent seems to be what gets most people an eye for composition or whatever. The act of like getting food and refilling the thing and so on is it's a big. It's like I need food for so much. To fly at all, to attack the enemies, and just basically to be able to do anything, you need loads of food. Ah, and I hate that you roll the eggs around. It's suddenly very jumpy. And now it's just gone somewhere. Oh, it still says one chick raid, so hopefully they're just safe forever. Oh, we have a maximum of this as well. And the moment I do that, like, I need to go out and get more food again. Wood, on the other hand, doesn't really feel that an important resource. So I just, like, need 100 now and again. There's a big contrast between food being, like, this universally necessary thing, and god damn it! They just keep coming when we're over there. The concept is okay of like defending like a group of things and having to go out and forage, but then also defend from an endless threat of stuff. I just think a lot of executional things could be better, just feedback and stuff, and like, you know, clearer hitboxes on things, clearer to know like where platforms are and the collisions and stuff of it. Better feedback of them. Maybe when they get pooped on, they have poop on them and they run away being very harmless. And like, it doesn't matter if you touch them once they've got poop on them. Like, they've been dealt with and they're just, you know, no longer a thing to worry about. Might be an idea. I try it, like, I've been saying this a lot recently, but like, it's hard. But I'm trying to not give too specific advice because I want you to just, you know, I don't want to direct the game for you. I want you to do whatever you want to do. But like, just as examples there of like what could help the feedback, in my opinion. I don't mind like the cute little 2-frame animation of the run as well, and like the bouncy idle animation of the chicken's cool. Yeah, I think visually you just need a consistent style, and I think your winning style is like the cute vector art, you know, like the style of the chicken and the trees and stuff like that. So make everything match that. I think that's the visual side of it, like a simple win, easy solution. It'll just be better, in my opinion, right? Gameplay wise, a bit more feedback, a bit more just maybe a bit of rebalancing of how useful and important these resources are. Feels like apples are just like dominantly super important to just be constantly getting loads of. The wood, it feels like you don't really need much of. Like I think it works. It's just like it just leans really heavily in certain directions and really lightly in others, and it's a little unclear. Like you know, like I popped the chicken out and it was like, oh, chicks raised, but then they can be taken away by this, but then eventually they just go off somewhere and become safe. So on, right? I don't really know what I would do in this case for tutorials and stuff as well, but like, what I will say is you generally want to avoid giant block of text with no context, you know? This almost feels like something that could benefit from a little page-by-page tutorial or something. It's you want to do the simplest approach that'll work. I don't know if it's the best one, but it's like the simplest one I think that would work would be like a page-by-page thing of just like, you are this chicken. You need to raise 3 chickens to win the game. And then on the next page, this is like, foxes will come for your chickens, and shows the fox coming for the chicken. And it's like, pull on them to make them run away. And so on, right? Just for the simple rules of the game. That's like how Among Us does its tutorial, right? It's just like a little page-by-page thing. It's just like, shows this thing, just with a helpful diagram so you have context, rather than just a bunch of text, right? It's alright though. I think it is a complete game loop. I think it is there. It's just a bit wonky. I think it's how I'd describe it. It's a bit wonky, but it's there. Thank you very much. So Temporium. Luminare 47. Was this the stuck in the loop one? Yeah. You're a worker at a dog food emporium in the far future, solve time-ending puzzles. Okay. Google Drive, why do you do this? You just take forever sometimes for no reason. I didn't rank well, we can see. 80th overall. That's solid. And Humor 24th. Compo as well, nice. Before I start this, I'm just gonna pop downstairs and grab a drink. Just sort of get out of my seat a bit as well. I'm just feeling a little bit dizzy as I do sometimes, where I sit and just play like games over and over and over again, and then it can be hard for my mind to be in the place it needs to be to think critically, usefully, and intelligently about these games. So let me put this up. I'll be right back. 2 seconds. May as well run it. Might have cool music. Yeah, I don't know when she did it, but Emma bought donuts. Oh, chocolatey glory. Like, I'm gonna keep the BRB thing up, it might help mask me eating. Yeah, not really at all, but this is the level of professionalism you've all come to expect. Okay. So I was like, I could feel my blood sugar just sort of running a bit low. And you may have even noticed when I was just looking at like games. I don't know, let's actually get rid of this thing. When I was looking at this game screen here, you might have noticed I just sort of zoned out for a second. I didn't really pick much of it up. So now I need to get back in the... refocus my brain a little and pay attention to what this game is. But if anybody used the podcast clip, I tell you to make a physics game where... I mean, you could do that, I just don't think it would be very good or fun, but, I mean, do your best, Halsey. Or you all commit a little too hard to your memes. Will it teach you anything?
Hello, unwitting volunteer number 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3. Sector Temporal Labs and Dog Food Delivery Facility. It appears you have been selected for dog food delivery. To begin your orientation,
Can you guys hear this?
dog
Okay.
food to the delivery hatch.
It's a little bit quiet for me. So it's something about delivery hat. Okay. Okay. We just have to put it within that area.
You have mastered the art of moving crates between 2 points with no obstructions. Here is a sound that will pleasure your human
Can't tell what he's saying.
ears. This time, there is a small obstruction in your path. Good luck.
There's a small obstruction in my path. Good luck. What was it? I'm sure it was space I pressed to pick these up. I just forgotten what button I pressed? Oh, maybe it was C. I managed to forget that. I literally just did it.
I am assured by my human colleagues that the look on your face is hilarious. You did not expect to be trapped in this box, but you were trapped in this box nonetheless, and
True.
must now reset the chamber. Ha, 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 funny. The Temporal Lab has lent
It's a creative way to teach you the R thing anyway.
increase delivery efficiency. You can use these time machines to circumvent a variety of obstacles in the way of perfect dog food delivery.
Huh.
Simply enter the time machine.
It's very
use the
granular.
controls to select the time you want to travel to, and then
Oh,
exit
okay.
it the same way you entered.
Not sure I need it right now, right?
You perform that task 1.83333333% slower than 99% of participants. Wow.
Oh, wait, it's more of a... There you go. I think the one issue I always have with this mechanic is like the amount of waiting involved. It's just the same thing, but with them closer together. It is. That's a good point. That does complicate things. No, it doesn't kill you or anything though, it just... Oh, okay. Maybe it doesn't matter then? No. I don't. Not sure we got it. We're gonna get into... Unless it's like... it's like the other way around. No, he doesn't keep moving. I figured it would just keep your control input. Even if it did though, like, when I came off this, it was still going to lock him in, right? Not wholly sure how to solve this problem. It's a tricky one. Why is the time machine shaped like a big number 2? Can we do this multiple times as well? Hang on. Yes, okay. Guess that's maybe the crack here then. Nine, 10. Yeah, that was a cool little puzzle. Cool little... Okay.
My speaker's on. I apologize.
Yeah, I like the general structure of those last 2 rooms, and the like you create a simple thing, and then like that comes back to the thing we were saying about puzzle design earlier, right? Of creating like a key contradiction of just a thing that looked almost the same, but actually had a key complication about it that meant you couldn't solve it the way you could the last one, and actually the solution involved using the tools in pretty much the way you understood how. I suppose I wasn't quite sure that you could do multiple people in there yet, but like the process of working that out was a good little puzzle. So my door. I hate the door to this office. Like if it's wide open, it tends to be fine. If it's like almost closed, it just sits there going like it's getting a tiny breeze from somewhere in the house, and I don't know how. And just constantly getting stop it. So I have to close it probably. Alright. So what's the crack here then? There's only one box. Now there's no boxes. Oh, he's still holding the box. I don't know how to duplicate a box.
I left my speakers on. I apologize.
Every time I hit restart. How do I make 3 boxes?
I left my speakers on. I apologize.
You pick up at the same time? I don't know. Can they?
I left my speakers
But
on.
the box seems independent of the time travel. Like if he picks up that we're still just interacting with one box here, you know? Like
I left my speakers on. I apologize.
okay. Interesting. Right. So what I need to do is like just wait a really long time. Grab a box, come put it down. Reset the loop. Like here. Come here, wait some time, but not too long before grabbing the box and putting it down. And then just grab it real quick with the last one. This doesn't matter, there's no box there. The box isn't actually independent. They still think they've gotten a box. Oh yeah, no, it works. It works. Yeah, I mean, as I said, my only consistent problem I have with games that do these mechanics is the waiting around that can be involved. Where like, and it's the same. Like it was even in Braid. Like that's just the mechanic. It's not like an objective flaw. Like you could just enjoy that as a thing of trying to time that. I just hate manual timing. I'm like, about this long or whatever, and so I always do it by just making it excessively long. That's just me. That's I think that's a wholly personal thing. Yeah, this works. Key, don't know what it does. Oh. Holding it lets you move through here. That felt like... Oh, you just... Oh, right. Okay. It was just demonstrating how that worked. I was like, this seems a bit simple. Well, yeah, it's just showing me how the keys work. Oh. Oh. Can't carry both those things at once. I assume only the person who's carrying the thing can do this. And that moves that wall from there to there. These are good puzzles so far. They're hard. Like, well, just you have to make a couple of assumptions to like, or you have to like try a few things out to sort of learn about how the mechanics work. But they're good. And that can just be how puzzles are sometimes, you know? Grab this, come through here, put this down, press this button, pick up the box, come through here, put the box down, rewind time. To there? No. I wasn't sure what this would do to the wall. You can't really undo the button press after it's been pressed, right? I guess I don't know, like have to... I can't even get to the thing, so I've got to restart. Puzzle here is bugged, so it might ring. Bugged in what way? Hmm. Nothing I can really do before pushing that button that's of any use. That's right, okay. Well, that's not happened so far, so... It's tricky. I'm not really the person to ask, Zakazaki. I don't know what sells. Historically, some of them have been very popular. Braid did very well. The Witness did very well. Bobby's YouTube. Yeah, there's loads of puzzle games that have done very well, you know? Like, but I mean, I don't know if you mean in a more general, like, nowadays, how do puzzle games perform kind of way. I think as validly as any other. That's the best general answer I can give without more knowledge or experience. Yeah, this is tricky. It's a tricky one. Like I can... We start up here as well, no? So, I mean, I can bring... I don't know. We have to bring things somewhere to do something. But I don't really know what. Oh, wait, yeah, you can multiply things, can't you? So, if I... that's... That doesn't help in any way, but it's interesting. I don't know how you could get the crate into, like, here while this is open and therefore you're able to get past. And there's no way to be carrying the crate through here. Because you have to have a key. There's no way to, like, undo the pressing of that button. Or is there? I don't know. I guess it's not like, oh, if I take this, then he can't get the button, he can't get through. He still just gets it. So then he can, yeah, he still just goes through there. And gets his own copy of the key. Like some sort of distance, can you pass it through somehow? Why haven't anyone dig on Candy Crush, by the way? Candy Crush is sick. What do we do with the box and the key and the time machine? This is probably the last one I'll try and solve, but like, I like this. I do like this a lot. The humor isn't working for me as well as it seemingly did for most of the Litamdari people. I think the voice is trying a bit too hard to. You can very clearly hear the guy trying to sound machine but you could kind of, I don't know, it sounds a bit. Almost like you could hear him laughing at his own joke a little bit. This puzzle. It always is when I'm like, we'll leave it after this one. It's always like, but that's the end. What happens if you use the time machine while you're holding the crate then, actually? It's just gone. We just remove the crate. I don't know, man, like... Key. Let's just go through here. But we can't carry this and the key at the same time. This opens up the way to the time machine, implying that is the time to use the time machine. Oh, if we enter the time machine with the box, we still have the box. Is that a bug or is that how it's meant to be?
Wow, you overcame the most difficult obstacle.
I guess that's just how it was meant to be, and it was just not clear that that's how that worked. Okay. A little bit tricky on that one, just because like it's an unintuitive way the mechanics work.
And send you back to do it all again. Ha, ha.
Which is to say that's like, I don't know. It's not wrong, it's just it's unclear and it's hard to work out, and it can feel a bit like, oh, how was I meant to know, you know?
Welcome to the Ada Sector Temporal Labs and Dog Food Delivery Facility.
It's getting quieter. Yeah, I think the voice acting would be better if it was less mumbly. I don't know, just it might just come down to mic quality and that kind of thing, but like less mumbly so I can definitely clearly hear what you're saying. I recommend subtitles, but that's your own distinct choice to make, I guess. The art was reasonably coherent and stuff like that. I think it all looked alright. I like generally the puzzle construction there was good. I think there's a few things that like the difficulty of it does rely on a bit on just some anti-intuitive quirk of how it works not being clear, rather than like putting together the consequences of all of the tools and things that you already know and understand. I prefer it that way. For me, that way feels more satisfying. But this is perfectly legit as well, and it does work. Yeah, it's cool. I like it. I think my favorite level I think was the one where you like discover where it just relied on the fact that you could do multiple people. I think that the going between the one of like the three walls into the one of the three walls right next to one another, because that does create the isn't this just the same? No, it's not. Oh god, how do we figure this out? And then like, oh, you can step on them all at once. It kind of guides you to working that out because nothing else is possible. You could argue that's a bit true of the other ones as well, but I think it's just a little bit less clear. They get slightly less intuitive as they go. Which maybe that's how you felt you were scaling the difficulty, I don't know. But it was cool. For what, Temporium? Oh, I've still got 2 to go. What time is it? It's almost 6. Alright, I'm going to try and get through these ones kind of quickly. Wait, Jawson, was this not your game that we just played? Oh, did you ask before about submitting 2, and then like maybe you'd already done 2? Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, like I mean, feel free to submit it next time, whatever. That said, I am thinking I might not do a Feedback Friday next week. I might try and do something different. Or just focus more on just getting some videos done. You know, like, this is obviously just take like pretty much the whole of a working day for me to do one of these streams, right? So it is like time away from my other stuff. But this definitely won't be the last one I ever do. But I am thinking of maybe like, you know, I've been doing these every single week for 22 weeks now. It might be time to mix it up or take a break or something, do something else. We'll see. But yeah, anyway, tangent again. But what I was getting at there is like, yeah, feel free to submit another one next time. I generally just prefer like, because sometimes people come in and they've got like 5 games that they've made or whatever, and it's like, I want to get through everyone. I want everyone to get as much of a chance as possible. Okay. The moon has intelligent life. Should we ally them or destroy them? Cold War or stolen missiles? You decide. So this is the last one from yothebob. I've been waiting patiently since, I don't know, however long ago we submitted it. I don't know that's necessarily true, Holtzy. Like, it's hard no matter what. The store, like, I guess the stores are a weirder problem for mobile games, but it's just a different environment, I think. I don't know that I have the confidence myself in the experience I have to say, like, I could tell you one was definitely better than the other. Maybe it is, I don't know, but I'm not sure you or I have the experience necessary to say for sure. Going down a little. Nice chill music though. I like how it kind of like actually fits into the window here a little. Like turning on and off. Twinkling. I don't know how. I don't know if that looked right or not to me, but intelligent life on the moon. And it turned out the moon was almost as big as Earth. It's just closer. Hold left to continue. Hold it. Okay. Befriend them or destroy them. Capital T there, not there? I try not to grammar shame. You know, not everyone's an English. Not everyone here is. Like, I imagine the vast majority. I don't know. Not everyone's a native English speaker. Anyway. Press space. This is the level up menu. Level up military diplomacy or economy. Okay, pressing space makes me scroll down the screen. Maybe that's just telling me later I can do that. That went really quickly. No idea what it said. Here are my diplomacy options. I can resolve war, create. I'm not sure the flashing is good because I keep thinking, oh, it's something. It's not the worst in the world. It's a little uncomfortable. Over here, a few important stats, money approval ratings. Okay. How many ships, missiles, and destroyers I have? What was that? The thing is with the hold, I like, if I hold it, it like sometimes accidentally skips the next thing. I will do great. What do I do? Well, I don't think that's a fair question if Undertale would have taken off on iOS, because Undertale is not a game suited for iOS. fact, some of the things it does, I know it is out on console, but some of the things it does feel like they work optimally on PC, and don't really even work in a console setting. I get your point of view, I just don't think it's like, I don't think there's a lot of weight to it. I don't think that kind of like I think that's very like armchair view of the markets. And I'd be hesitant to be like, yes, PC is easier to break into. I don't know what to do. Guess be at peace. Well, I mean, we're at peace. Spend my points. You said press space, but that doesn't do anything, so I don't know how to... Even if I focus the game window, if I full screen... Spy on the moon. It's a great sentence. Resolve war. How do I spend my points? Research French. Press space to level up. Doesn't work. Space scrolls down my browser. Should I try it in a different browser? What browser can we confirm this works in? Yeah, I've tried that. I tried full screening it. Chrome and Firefox. Alright. We'll try Chrome. As soon as my start menu wants to work again. There we go. No, it's like, it'll bring up the start menu, but then I'll type and nothing will happen. Stupid Windows. Alright, these things happen. Oh, and this is actually showing like a thing when I hold the button. Of when it's gonna skip. That would have been useful. Space still doesn't work though. Where was the point again? That's unfortunate. Even full screen like doesn't like get it quite right. Maybe we can download it. Might work better. Documents? No, where do I go to documents? Oh, it's because I'm in Chrome. Video games. Strike all. I will play you! Now I can full screen as well. Probably should have used this to like actually look at the things, but yeah, now it works. Economy. Max. I don't care what the moon does. We're making money. Look at this. Look at this. Cash dollars, yo. I've played StarCraft. This is the way we win. How do I build Marines? I'm joking. What? So I guess now we just wait. I'm not sure what for, but apparently the warometer has ticked up a little bit. I guess they don't like how much mad dollars we make in. Is that like how long it's active for? I've like queued up 9 of them. Spend a bit of cash dollars on moon relations. Seems to be doing something. I think I went a bit smaller. It got bigger and then got smaller again. How do we get our... Why is our approval rating going down though? What makes our approval rating go up? Why was making everyone earthly just need to study lunar political region? Does approve? Okay. The moon's that big in real life, didn't you know? These are just all random events. So I mean that's cool, but I don't really have any choice in it. It just sort of happens. It's just like, oh, a good thing. Those can be nice events to work in with other random events, but generally with random events, you sort of want the player to make a decision or something. Or typically that's the strength of them, right? Where like they kind of appeal to this philosophy of game design whereby games are about making interesting choices in the simplest way possible. The sort of the Civ ethos. I think I'm winning. I'm nice to the moon and I have a bad relation. What's the relationship with the moon? Is that just this? So you have to both be at peace and then do nice things to the moon, because if you're mostly at war with the moon, you're like, why are you being nice to the moon? The moon wants to kill us. Is that the gist? Make policies. Just making some policies. Just, I don't know what they are, they're just policies. Lower taxes for moon business. Free moon trade. Free scholarships to go and study on the moon. Free space money. I was kind of expecting this to like aesthetically transform over time as well, but it's just kind of how it be. A little purple cloud has showed up. I think that's just the background cycling through like a render clouds thing or something. Just gonna buy a missile. I'm gonna use it, just wanted to have a missile. What was we? How would we even use the missile? Would we have to declare war? Level 10 required. Oh, right. Research points. Forgot about research points. Hard dollars! More SCBs! More SCBs! Right click. That didn't work. Oh, oops. Why? Oh, that's so weird that it would be down there. Okay, I may have accidentally shot a missile at the moon. Now the moon hates me. So I kind of just got bored. Let's blow up the moon, I guess. Well, everything requires level, not this. Oh no! Oh no, we've awoken the moon mods! Oh no! It's revealed the great problem with humanity. Peace is boring. So we get ourselves killed. Oh, now the 4,000 people that live on Earth are all gonna die. They back! We get missiles every 10 seconds. They just get shot. And target the ships! The ships! Yeah, we're in Africa. We're apparently the last 4,000 members of the human race lived scattered over Africa. Yikes. Alright. It's kind of a cool little simulatory thing. Peace is a bit boring. There's just nothing really happening in order to make that like go better or go faster and so on. And I'm a human and I need to see numbers get big. And you've made it so the only way I can see numbers get big is to murder everyone. We can make peaceful numbers get big. For a while. And then probably we kind of want to make machines look after it for us. Otherwise, you know, we're just going to make a mess. But... yeah, it's kind of got that Stellaris problem in that way. Yeah, this whole scene, like, this whole novel, this whole, like, all the thing to skip, but I'm not sure you wanted to do novel when it comes to showing tutorial, especially if it's just going to show in text form like that anyway. Just do it in a way that we all recognize. But I prefer, like, rather than show you all the things and it's like, now get started, go to space, these things, I kind of prefer if it just like, because it opens and it moves kind of slowly anyway. You could be like, welcome to space, this is this, and time could be progressing, and things could be happening, we could be making a bit of money, and just be like, press space to assign some research points. So I do that, and then actually do it as part of the tutorial, right? Like, okay, you've chosen to spend it in this. That means you'll be getting this and this. This is what'll happen. Okay, cool. By the way, here are some other elements of the UI. You can buy some stuff down here. You can spend your money that you've started making down here. If you want to launch a missile at the moon, we don't recommend it, but it's right here. This indicates the current, but yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, it's kind of just like a planet v planet, like mini Stellaris, right? Anyway, is there a win in this? Like, if you do, can you max out peace and therefore you've won? Or if you just destroy the moon? Are those kind of the endings, as it were? And I guess it's like you don't want to like have them launch their full fleet before you've got all the shit to go and blow up the moon. Yeah, peace win, death lose. Yeah, it's alright. It's interesting. It's just like, I think you need a lot for this kind of game to work, you know? I like the idea of the random events. I would like to see choices. I think that would be like, maybe this, the simplest. I doesn't want to get a game with multiple choices and random events in it lately, but like, that would be a big win for just sort of things that can happen. You can pick a choice and it has an effect one way or the other, a bit of positive, bit of negative, and you know? Like, and you have to like kind of be like, ooh, do I want this or do I want this? So you're just constantly making choices, you know? That could be interesting as a way to mix it up. Otherwise, we're just sort of balancing numbers in a way that's not actually super hard. Or because there's just not much to it, right? But I like the concept. It's cool. I don't think it, like, for what it is, for the size of it, I think it's quite good. The art is a little wonky, like I'm not even sure this is a perfect circle, it looks a little bit squashed. And we've gone for a different style of like stars now, I think. They're not quite the same pixel art as they were on the... I don't remember. The weird twinkliness of this. Yeah, like it's not a stretch, like I think you stretched it a little there. Like it's like squashed just a little bit. Yeah, I think as it stands, it's like, it's hard to play for a long time because there's not a lot to it, but like, I think the concept is interesting and could certainly be developed further, and I'd like to see what it looks like just with more choices and more things to do. You know, in a way, I rate that the same way I rate my Ludum Dare game that I made. Like, I feel pretty much the same way about that game as I do about this one I just played. What was that? Oh, I don't think I have it on my site yet, do I? Oh, it was this game I did. It was like flying a thing through space. It kind of reminds me of this in a way. It's like the concept is cool. It just needs more for it to like be a space you can lose yourself in and just be like and proper sink into. It actually kind of relies on a certain depth of content that's very hard to manifest in a game jam, it turns out. And I feel similar. I feel very similarly about this. Anyway, I do believe. Just check to be absolutely sure. But I do believe that's our lot. That was Unearthly Demise. Thank you very much to yothebob. And that is Feedback Friday. Thank you everyone very much for watching. As I said, I think this is probably... I'm probably not going to do a Feedback Friday next week. We might do something different. Whether that's just I put some more time into doing videos and we don't get a stream, or we do a stream and it's a different type of thing. I just think it's the right time to maybe do a different thing. That's not mean to say we're going to stop doing these, because I do really enjoy them. But I don't know, maybe we'll give people time to make some more games. Doing these for a while, we've played so many, and now we're getting less each week and so on and so forth. I think, you know, we can mix it up and find another new thing to mix into the stream repertoire. Maybe some Poke development, maybe some other stuff, other ideas. I do have some other interesting ideas, things to do. So I think next week we'll do something different. Stay tuned on all the various platforms for what that will be, because I don't really even know for sure yet. But thank you to everyone who submitted a game, both in this stream and all the other Feedback Friday streams we've done. It's been a whole lot of fun, and as I say, we'll continue to do these. This might be the last one I do this year, though. I don't know, unless we do one the week after next. We'll see how it gets on, but I want to start working in some new stuff. Do I have anything else to say? Not really. Sorry there's no new tutorial video this week. I'm working on stuff. It's hard. Don't have a lot of free time. Doing the best I can. But thank you everyone supporting me on Patreon nonetheless, despite the slower output of content over the last few months because of all the amount of stuff I'm working on. And thank you all again for watching. Yep, I'm gonna head off. I think that's everything. I keep thinking like, oh, I should let people know on all the latest stuff, and I'm like, it's not really anything new. I've told you it all before. Anyway, thanks guys. See you all later.